I wanted to discuss with you today is hair shedding that is caused by stress. It is very interesting to understand how this happens. Stress related hair loss happens more than you really think, and that is why it's important to know what normal hair shedding looks like. Hey, welcome to another video. Welcome to the Bajo channel. This is the home of self care, wellness, beauty, and every and anything that'll help you to become the most powerful version of you. In this video today, we're going to continue on our hair shedding conversation. The last video, we spoke about the normal hair shedding phase. We spoke about the 4 phases of hair shedding, which I will mention again, which is that phase 1 is that anagen phase, where the hair follicles are growing. They're producing new follicles. Some people anagen stage lasts longer than others. That's why some people's hair grow much longer than other people grow. My anagen phase may be a year. Somebody else's anagen phase might be 5 years. But usually it's the duration of 2 to 7 years when you have this anagen phase of just growth, hair growing, new follicles coming, just growth. You got the catagen phase. That's when the hair stops growing. It's not going to come out. It's just in place. It's locked in. Then you have that telogen phase, which the hair is resting. It's not really shedding, but it's ready to begin shedding. It's like a transitional phase. It's from when the hair is locked into the follicle to it's about to enter that shedding phase. It's like a transition phase. That's its resting phase. And then you have that exogen phase. That's when that hair sheds out. That's the shedding phase. It's coming out. But what I wanted to discuss with you today is hair shedding that is caused by stress. Hair shedding that's caused by stress. It is very interesting to understand how this happens. Stress-related hair loss happens more than you really think, and that is why it's important to know what normal hair shedding looks like. Because when stress enters our life, everybody processes stress differently. When hair sheds because of stress, the technical term of it is telogen effluvium. Telogen effluvium. That's when hair is shedding because of stress. It's stress-related hair loss. Now, all type of things can stress us. You have basic emotional, physical stress triggers. You have hormonal stressors. Menopause with the hormonal imbalance. You got pregnancy that can imbalance your hormones, causing a certain level of stress. Nutritional deficiencies. Nutritional deficiencies like a lack of iron, vitamins, zinc, different things like that can cause stressors, causing our hair to shed as well. When you become sick and you have certain trauma to your body and your body is not within its normal cycle, the hair can be stressed, shedding happens there. And also, a lot of times people do not put it together, and I don't understand why. But when you have rapid weight loss, a lot of times if you lose weight rapidly because of whatever, it could just be whatever. You could have like a surgery, like a lot of times people have certain surgeries, and before you know it, they start shedding weight, you know what I mean? And next thing you know, their hair sheds badly, or they start getting like a balding. But as their body begins to acclimate to the weight loss, it grows back. So this telogen effluvium is like temporary hair loss because of stress. It's not a permanent thing, because once you get that stressor in order, that hair will come back full. That hair will come back to its normal density. But I want I want to say a few things about stress-related hair loss. First of all, it's very alarming. It's very alarming. You're going through stress. And I want to discuss the stress that we can control. A lot of stresses, they happen. Like even taking certain medications, it puts your body through a stress where the normal flow or the normal rhythm is disrupted because now you need a medication to kind of help your body and assist your body in what maybe it's not able to do at that moment or at that time. But I'm talking about the stresses that we can control. Those stressors that happen to us that we have a choice to walk away from. The annoyances, those stressors that we can control ourselves and our reaction to it, that we can remove ourselves from certain situations. I'm just talking about the stresses that we can control in this video. I find it interesting, right, that you can literally pay attention to your hair and see how it's responding to what you're going through. That is so powerful to me. I'm actually in the midst right now of reading this book. It's called The Body Keeps the Score. It's by Wessel van der Kolk. And I'm still in the midst of reading it, but it's intriguing. The Body Keeps the Score. And it's basically speaking about the same thing, how the things that's going on that has happened to us, the traumas, the stressors, it affects us, that our body responds to it. The body is like a tally sheet of different things that's going on in your life. And it overwhelms the body. And the body is a score sheet, as it were, in reference to this book. And that's exactly the point that I'm making in terms of your hair. A lot of times we are carrying stress that we don't need to. We already going to have natural stresses of life, hormonal, medications. Sometimes we lack nutrition and our body go through different stress, but I'm talking about that stress that you can literally walk away from. The stress that I don't have to do this anymore. And you know what I'm talking about. Like things that's in your life that you have allowed to stay, or even if certain things are in your life that stresses you and you can't necessarily walk away from it and you can't necessarily get away from it, you can recondition yourself and how you're responding to it. Because here's the thing about the hair that's interesting. You can have the poker face, right? That looks like this problem is not this problem is not bothering you, or this problem is not affecting you. But your hair is shedding like a cat, right? You cannot hide from your body's response of what's going on within you. That is so powerful to me, and it's very humbling to me too. And I'm going to tell you why. It's humbling to me because we're so blessed to have this wonderful body that notifies us. It's literally trying to notify you like, hello, this, whatever is going on is too much. Miss, ma'am, mister, this is too much. Listen, if my hair is going to shed because of some natural things that I have to go through, maybe a season in my life that I can't necessarily control, fine, I'll figure it out. But I'm talking about those things that you don't even have. We have to recondition how we respond, because even though you're responding with a smile on your face and with the poker face, your body is telling a different story. It says the body keeps the score. That body is tallying up those stressors and that pressure you feel, that anxiety, the annoyance, the overwhelming sensations that you have because of whatever that situation is. And I am here to tell you and to encourage you today, identify those things that you can control. I'm going to start with those stresses. We'll come back in to these other stresses, but let's start there. I like to start with what I can control. You have things around you. You have people around you. You have situations that's still existing that you could have put an end to that's stressing you to no end. And here's the thing. If your hair is not enough, you looking at your hair, you witnessing your hair fall out. I mean, precipitously falling out, clumps, chunks because of stress. If that's not enough to encourage you to take a hard, strong look at your situation and make some necessary changes, guess what? The body keeps the score. It'll move to other areas of your body. If it starts with your hair, who knows? It may move somewhere else. It may be your liver. It may be your heart. It may be your whatever, your blood, whatever. It's gonna move. It's gonna move. The body's keeping that score. You can't lie to your body. Every emotion, everything you feel, your cells are feeling that and vibrating with that. That's so powerful to me, because when I'm going through my own anxiety or I'm going through my own stresses, that understanding kind of helps me to pump my brakes and separate from whatever it is mentally so I can understand what I can control. And I will begin to remove things that I'm doing, situations that I'm allowing, just all types of things in my life that I know that I don't have to deal with. Certain things I must. If you are employed at a job and it's highly stressed environment, super duper stress, you have to figure out, how do I work in this environment, right? Even though the stress is there, how do I manage this stress so that my hair is not on the floor every day? How do I manage this so that I can function better in a more healthier function? Your hair is such a great indicator. Oh my goodness. It's such a great indicator. And if you can control what's happening in your body or what's happening around you in terms of the stresses, it's a lot of them, I promise you. But the purpose of this channel is to make you understand how self-care is the best care. And one thing about self-care is that you have to do self-analysis. You have to do personal audits. Personal audits are important. People do financial audits every year, every quarter, every month, because it's so important to a business or to any type of entity. Personal audits are very important too, to stop. Take a look, a hard look, like, nah, I don't have to deal with that. And your head's coming out like crazy. It's startling, like, whoa, what's happening? That's just your body's love letter, letting you know, we don't like this. I don't like this. This is not good for us. And out of love and out of a focused attention, you say, listen, let me start moving things. Let me start moving things around. Let me pay attention. Let me pay attention to those triggers that's making me like, whoa, that's getting you out of sorts every single time. I made a decision a while ago that anything that costs me my peace is too expensive and it gotta go. It's got to go. Anything that is causing you to pay with your peace, you gotta, anytime you're in this situation or anytime you're in this environment, your cost for being there is your peace. Anything that costs you your peace is too expensive. It's absorbent. No. When you see that hair dropping down like that, pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention to that which you can control first. We will move into our next videos and talking about those things that you cannot control. But for this video, it's what you can control. And the only way you can identify that is to stop, pay attention, and feel what is making me out of sorts. Who am I around? What am I around? What situation? What environments am I going in? What am I dealing with? Even mentally, certain things that you can't even see that you're dealing with, you processing. It's too much. I thank you so much for this opportunity to share with you. I could talk about hair all day, every day, any day, because it's what I eat, breathe, and sleep all day, every day. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here, to share with you. It is a honor, I promise you, because as I speak to you, I speak back to myself, and I'm encouraging myself to pay attention to those things that's going on in my life as well, because as soon as you get certain things out, other things try to creep in, and you got to build this wall. Like, no, it's not going to happen. But I thank you. Thank you for listening. This is the Bajo channel. This is the home of self-care, wellness, beauty, and every and anything that'll help you to become the most empowered version of you. I appreciate you, and you remember that self-care is the best care. Later.